Stages of the game.
Special basketball edition.
It's not really a special edition if we're going to do this weekly.
Well, I mean, each one will be a different sport, right? Do we have a subtitle for this? What we're going to do?
I think this is
a lot of balls? Too many balls?
Balls in courts.
Balls to the walls.
Dribbling balls.
It has to be something with balls because that's what people want to see.
All I do
that's
is
going to
touch
catch your eyes. You're scrolling
yeah,
through.
you see it?
You're scrolling
touching
through.
balls. That should be
Touching
it.
balls. What's it? Balls. I like that. And people are going to click on it. So it's
Yeah.
something. It is.
If you see touching balls, you're going to want
so
to see
it's
what it's
stage
about.
of the game.
Touching balls.
Or something on the line. So
stages. We should change the podcast name to Touching Balls, Stages of the Game.
Stages of
They actually
touching balls. What do we combine the two?
Honestly, it kind of sounds like we're gay. It sounds like
2018, Gideon.
It's not a. I'm not saying it's bad, but it
what
is.
You
gay.
don't like gay people? You can't.
No. Being gay is okay, but it's still gay.
Sports in general are very gay. You have a lot of sweaty men grabbing each other.
Hold on.
There's
just pro wrestling.
No.
Yep.
There's always men on men contact in every sport.
Nope.
Prove it. That's not. I mean, I could show you many videos of people.
Prove it.
We don't need to get into that.
You don't know me.
But I think we should probably start this podcast off how we should start every basketball podcast off by talking about the best team in NBA franchise history.
Don't. Stop.
Your Portland Trail Blazers.
I'm going to have a problem with this podcast.
Who recently beat what they say is the greatest player of all time.
How?
LBJ.
Don't disrespect LeBron in my presence.
Did you watch,
I will slap you.
Did you watch that game?
I did watch that game.
What did you think about it?
I think the Lakers are going to definitely need some shooters. They're going to need people to space the floor.
Well, the chemistry was bad.
Well, I mean, to be fair, though,
obviously,
playing with LeBron's a different animal.
Well, you have to learn to play around him.
Yeah.
But there were some moments where, like that behind the back pass
a lot
of LeBron,
of his
where it
passes,
was just bad communicating.
A lot of his passes, because you have to be constantly ready. I feel like because both Cavs teams that he was on, and then the Miami Heat, they all had the same issues when he first got there. Chemistry is a problem because he is such an elite passer with such amazing vision. You're not always ready, and plus his game style is different.
Well, the game always has to be played through him, so he always has to be.
I kind of like. I mean, not really. I kind of like that he let Rondo take it up the court. I think he did designate.
But listen to what you're saying. You're glad he let the point guard take. I'm glad he did too.
To be fair, Jordan did the same thing. Like, the best always have the ball.
Yeah, but well, I guess that's true.
They always have the ball. So I mean, I like to see that he's kind of taking a step back and he's going to be like, all right, I'm going to be the guy. But you guys are going to have to pull your weight, too. And I feel like that's what he's saying.
Well, that's never how it's been with LeBron.
Well, yeah. I'm a Cleveland fan. Trust me.
That's never how it's been.
I know.
I believe LeBron might be saying that now, but let's get 30 games into the season where he's still
honestly,
losing.
this Lakers team is head and shoulders better than that Cavs team last year.
I don't know about that.
I'm going to tell you for a fact that's true.
I do not know about that.
Because I'm a Cavs fan. That team was old. Well, they were so old.
They were old, but
they couldn't move.
Well, it's because Corver's gonna bring your team. No one ever respects how cold
the entire team
really
just was. There was no chemistry, and then at the beginning of last year, we started with Isaiah Thomas and Crowder, who didn't want to be there.
But that's just as much coaching and everything else.
Well, Ty Lue's another
everything
reason.
Else
that's
going
my
on,
point.
Yeah.
It's that.
So maybe right now this team maybe likes each other more than the Cleveland team.
This team has a higher ceiling than that.
But
Cleveland
this team
did
is
last
not.
Year.
This team is not better. Cleveland. That if you took both those teams and they played each other, Cleveland would kill this Lakers team.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think
this
so
Lakers
at
team.
all.
I do not believe this Lakers team is going to be very good at all.
I don't think you're giving them enough credit, and I think young guys under LeBron are going to only get better.
Well, we will talk about that later. I do have something that is related to that, but
okay.
I don't know. It's this team. They're really young and they don't have a deep bench. As when you can tell when LeBron's off the court, it's bad news.
Well, that's kind of how it was in Cleveland.
Yeah,
and every year he was in
but
Cleveland.
But still, I mean, for a really great team though, for them to be competing with Golden State or anything,
they're not going to compete this year. Let's get that out of the way. They're not the best team in the West, and I think he knew that coming in because that's why he signed a 4-year deal. He bought into Los Angeles. He signed a 4-year deal, which he never did in Cleveland. He knows this is a process.
But he's not the kind of guy to sit around, and he
No, but
won't be rebuilding. He will still be going for the championship.
They're gonna win they're gonna make the playoffs. That's a fact. They're gonna make the playoffs, but they're not gonna win. Let's be honest.
They're way too young. They're not gonna win it. They're not gonna win first round. They're not. I mean,
I think they could get out of the first round just based on having LeBron would help.
It would have to be a lot, yeah. It would. I mean,
but it depends on the matchup. Would be 100% honest too.
Yeah, and again,
because the West, there
what
are some
I think
killers.
if they make the playoffs, they're going to be 8th or 7th.
See, I have them a little bit
and they're going to be
higher.
playing again. Well, should we get into it?
So let's get into this. So we know the season's already started, but we're like 3 games in, so we can still do this and still be fairly.
Yeah, and
unbiased.
still, what I've seen, nothing has changed.
Yeah,
for me.
not a lot of things are that different.
So we're gonna do West first, and we're doing.
Let's
our
just do
8th.
seed for seed. So
Okay.
we'll start off with the 8th seed.
Oh, the 8th seed.
Yeah, we'll go bottom to top.
You go ahead then.
I have your Portland Trailblazers.
Every year, the assholes. Every year they say they're not gonna do great, and what do they do every year?
They
Third seed
they're
last
mediocre.
year, 50,
You mean
50
they're
wins,
mediocre?
50 wins last year.
You mean they're mediocre?
They were mediocre regular season last year.
You're right. How'd they do in
were-
the playoffs?
They were not. Were they?
Were they
mediocre last season?
What?
Regular season, were they mediocre?
I mean, they only got the 3 seed by like 2 games, so it wasn't like they grabbed it by the balls and were like, we're the best team. No,
3rd seed in the best conference of the NBA by far. But,
all right,
hold
on.
Put Portland.
Hold on. No.
In the
Go
East.
pull up last season's West records, and let's look at how close they were to being the 8th seed.
Okay, but you cannot see how competitive was the West last year.
Very competitive.
Very competitive.
Yeah, 100%.
You put Portland in the East last year, or you put it, they'd be in the fucking 1 or 2.
I mean, still would have lost, but it is
Look
what
at that.
it is.
Oh, look.
That's 2 years ago, Mace.
2016, 17. We're in 17, 18.
17.
Yeah.
No, we're in.
We're in
we
18,
need 17.
19.
Yeah, we
18,
need
19
17, 18.
season, yeah.
No, it wasn't like they were drastically better. They definitely overachieved last year, which is why I have them at the 8th seed. Let's see. They won 49. Yeah, the Jazz were 1 game out. So were the Pelicans.
Yeah, so it was a tie because that's how good the fucking West was.
Okay. They didn't win 50 games. You're
Look
telling
at
me this team is no better. The West got drastically better.
Look at the East. 52 was the 3rd, and then 50, and then 48. The East is so much worse than the West. Tell me that's not true.
No, that's true. That's true.
It's ridiculous.
To a point.
It's ridiculous.
The young talent though is now all in the East. If you look at the East, the next 5 years, the East is going to be killers. From Porzingis to Tatum
if
to
they stay
Simmons.
in the East. If they stay in the East.
A lot of these guys I think are staying because I think
well,
Simmons will be there for 4 years.
You know the Lakers are going to pull some huge free agent. Whether it might be
it'll be Anthony Davis.
It might be
He
Anthony
already
Davis,
signed
or it
with
might
Clutch.
be what's his name on Toronto now?
Kawhi. I think
could be
Kawhi's gonna
Kawhi.
love Toronto. Did you see the promo they put out for him?
I hope he does. I
'Cause-
mean, but everything I've heard is that he was only gonna and he wanted to be in LA.
He wanted to be a Clipper, which I thought was bizarre. Him and Jimmy Butler
He just wanted to be in
a Clipper.
LA. He just wanted to be. I think that's.
I think Toronto is one of those cities though that if you're there long enough, it does kind of grow on you. Because have you ever been to Toronto?
It's a great town.
I was there for like I was there for a layover, so it's not like I was there forever. But
it's like it's kind of like the
alright.
New York of the North. I mean, it's a great town.
It's Los Angeles of Canada.
yeah.
So that's.
But,
I mean,
He didn't. We'll talk about the East though, but he didn't go to a bad team.
No.
Not by
at
a
all.
lot.
No, not at all.
If anything, he upgraded.
If you watch the game from last night when they played the Celtics,
No, he did
this
great. Yeah, he
Raptors
went
team
off.
is for real.
Oh yeah. We'll
Like,
talk about
for
that.
real.
No, I believe they're for.
So yeah, I have the Blazers at the 8th seed.
My 8th seed is the Lakers.
Okay, no,
Los
I see
Angeles
that.
Lakers.
Well, so,
Again, what we talked about, they're just really young. Their chemistry from their chemistry from preseason, even though LeBron played a good amount
Yeah,
preseason,
he
because
did.
you could tell obviously he was trying to get every second he could. On
yeah,
the
he
court.
wants to gel with these guys. I think,
but from watching the game against Blazers, he was frustrated.
yeah, and I
He
think
was frustrated.
He's
by
gonna have
second
those
half.
times.
Oh no, he's gonna be.
There's gonna be a
frustrated.
lot of those times, but I think by the time I would say January rolls around, they'll probably be mediocre. They'll be middle of the pack. They'll probably be flirting with 500. They might be a couple of games below.
Well,
500.
I think they have the starting five to do. If they got chemistry down,
Yeah, we'll see. I think if you're starting 5,
getting rid of Julius Randle, I
didn't like getting rid of.
I don't
Randle.
love Julius Randle, and I
kind of like Julius Randle.
No, I didn't like.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
Okay,
I did.
I got
I'm
you.
not a big McGee fan, even though he did good. He did good.
I
against
would have brought
us.
back Brook Lopez. Is what I would have done. I like Brook Lopez for like a stretch 5.
Yeah, and
he can hit a
And
shot.
he has experience playing with all those big.
Exactly, and he could probably his ego is not going to be a problem.
Although McGee is a freak athlete, and everyone knows.
they are thin at center.
Oh yeah, for sure, and
Thin.
McGee did great, but McGee's not going to do that.
No,
every
no.
game. It's
He's not-
offensive. He's going to do good on
He
the
should
defensive.
not be playing more than 20 minutes a game.
No, and he's
Let's
playing
be honest.
a lot.
35,
Yeah.
way too much for McGee.
gonna-
He should not be on the court for 35 minutes.
Well, you saw when he's off, they have to play that small 5, all guards, and that's a really weird lineup.
It's a weird lineup, but for the West, it kind of works up until you play like Houston.
well,
or
Blazers.
New Orleans.
Blazers do a 5-guard-esque thing.
I
too.
like Landon. You know what? This is what I will give the Blazers. I love Landon Collins. That's his name, right? Landon Collins?
No, Zach Collins.
Zach Collins. There we go. Zach Collins. I love Zach Collins. I think he has a lot of potential to be good on that team.
Oh, his defensive is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
He had 3 blocks last night. He
Yep.
looked good.
See, I
on
don't like
defense.
Nurk just because I feel like he's soft. I think he gets bullied down low too often because AD took his ass to school. AD does that to a lot of people.
Yeah, well,
But
I don't.
to be fair, I just felt like he never.
You can tell he's really scared about fouling because
Yeah.
he does
But
have foul trouble.
I think the issue with his foul trouble comes down to the guards not being able to play defense. And this is my issue with Portland.
well,
Their guards do not play any defense.
they need rim protection more than anything.
like
I think they need rim
but
protection.
Nurk can't play defense in the paint because all these guards blow by CJ and Dame, and then they get to the line every time. So that's just more or less my issue with Portland is their guards. They have so many players that all do the same thing.
I think our weakest spot by far is the center. I mean, when Nurk is there, he's a great. He can protect the rim when he's good, and when he plays good minutes. Again, he didn't play. He played weird minutes.
Yeah, he only played 17.
Yeah,
it seems like he's kind of injured, maybe, because Collins got 26.
He's not
which I thought
injured,
was
but
odd.
that's how Stotts has always done. He's
See,
never played him heavy.
That's another
but again,
issue
it's
I
foul
think
trouble.
with Portland. Stotts is not a good coach.
Oh, I
he
think
is mediocre at best.
No, what Stotts did 2 years ago with the Blazers, where everyone
just
said they
feel
weren't
like-
going to do any after losing Aldridge and losing everyone else, and after doing what he did.
I have issues with Stotts just based on the fact that this team should be winning more. Because I do like Dame, and I don't want people to come. I don't want to come off like I'm a Blazer hater. But the issue I have with them is one, their backcourt plays no defense, and their guards behind their backcourt don't play defense.
Yeah, well, trust me, Lillard has gotten better on defenses. So has CJ McCollum.
I mean,
a
little
strides
bit.
and
A little bit.
And
But-
last year when those 5 were on, we were like, our defense was amazing last year. We were top 10 for defense last year.
Not versus Rondo and Drew Holiday.
Well, no, not then, but I mean, they completely figured out what they had to do.
But
to
that's
beat
that's
Damian
how
Lillard.
easy I feel like it is to beat the Blazers. All they did was put pressure. They're like, if CJ and Dame can't shoot, they won't win.
Well, the biggest thing is they need the ball to score.
Yeah,
Which
and
is-
that's
which is
exactly what
bad.
they did.
Yeah,
They
which is
denied
bad,
the
yeah.
ball, and you got to give.
But I think the improvements with, of course, we're not even on the Blazers yet. But
I know, but they were my 8th seed, so we're still kind of there.
So let's keep. We'll
Let's
talk.
go to
We'll
7.
bring him up again. To go to you go ahead.
So I have the Pelicans at 7, and this is I kind of wanted to move them up higher just because I love Anthony Davis.
I have Pelicans. Yeah,
I love Anthony Davis, and I love Drew Holiday. I will be 100% honest. I am on this fucking bandwagon. Anthony Davis is a goddamn freak.
he is a freak, and them adding Julius Randle is a big.
And
deal,
I think
too.
Mirotic is good. I like the team. I like their bench. I like what they're doing. I don't like giving up 130 to Brooklyn or the Kings last night. That was rough, but maybe they just kind of stopped playing.
Yeah, I just do not think they have enough weapons.
I
Be a
feel-
bit. Although I have him higher than you.
You do have him higher than me.
I have him higher than you. But I mean, yeah, of course Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis is going to give them
game.
wins. That's
every
the thing.
game he's going to get.
Anthony Davis is a big enough game changer.
He can
to
damn
put
near
them
play.
over the top
He can
in
play
close
off the
games.
ball. He can play on the ball, and he can
can
play any position too. He can run it up the court. He's very universal. If you have Anthony Davis, it's so
a cheat
lucky.
code.
It's so lucky that New Orleans somehow still has him.
Well, this might be his last year.
Oh, for sure.
Because
I
they
would say
won't
for
trade
sure.
him, but free agency is coming, and they know.
And you can't stay there if you're Anthony Davis. Either.
No, you know that your brand will take a hit. He lives 5 minutes from the Staples Center. Let's throw that out right now.
Well, who doesn't? What fucking LeBron had a house here too.
You're right. But who's a Laker right now?
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
Well, like I said earlier, they're gonna get a huge.
I think
free agent.
AD is the one because he already signed with Clutch.
That'd be awesome if they. Yeah, I know, and that's what everyone's talking about.
And that's just such a fucking such a cop out for them.
But it sucks. It sucks for anyone that's not a Lakers fan
Yeah.
because they're gonna attract all the big pieces, and then it's you can't.
If
do
they
anything.
add Anthony
you can't
Davis
buy
to
a
this-
free agent in Portland. You could have a fucking $1 trillion.
And that's the worst part.
Yeah,
Because
well,
nobody
people-
wants to be in Portland. It fucking rains.
People wanna go-
And there's smelly hipsters
It's
who
the same
fucking
with-
don't shower.
It's the same with Milwaukee, and it's the same with Denver and any other town.
Hey,
But-
Denver might have something for them.
well, I'm saying as far as people
Oh
wanting
yeah,
to play
Milwaukee.
there.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even ever want to walk through Milwaukee. You could not pay me to go to Milwaukee.
And Milwaukee's
Wisconsin.
my second favorite team in the league because they're
Giannis.
just like Portland.
Yeah.
And Giannis is the future.
Yeah,
He's-
we'll get to Giannis.
Yeah.
So yeah, my 7th seed was the Pelicans.
Okay. That's not a crazy. My 7th seed is Denver. like
Okay,
we
so
talked
yeah,
about.
I have Denver a little bit higher than you do. I have them at 6.
So I like this Denver team. I obviously like Will Barton. He's
He's a Portland alum.
He's a Portland alum.
He's a Portland alum.
But
I, like it.
I really like he's taken on a whole nother role. In the
He
Nuggets.
is.
He's
I
like
like
their
that
guy.
he's their scorer.
Yeah, he's their guy in there.
But I love Jokic. I don't think he
Jokic
gets
too.
enough love.
I like him too.
He is so good. He's literally good at everything. That's
so
the thing.
Denver's bright spot is definitely going to be their defense
Yeah.
for
Well,
sure. That's where
I
they
think-
need to show up is offense.
Offensively, but I feel like they have all the guys who can play on offense. Because I like Jamal Murray. I like Gary Harris. I like Jokic. They have a lot of guys I like. They don't have anybody I love, which is kind of that one. That's why I have them.
No,
at
and they
6.
don't have my favorite bench either. I mean, they
Yeah, the bench is.
or
thin.
did Mason Plumlee? Does Mason Plumlee start power forward?
No, because Jokic is center, so it's either no, because Millsap starts.
Oh yeah, Millsap starts power forward.
and
Yeah.
Millsap.
So I don't
I don't love the bench.
love the bench, and I don't think they're that.
But
against
if
scoring.
Jokic takes a step forward, this is a very good team. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. This is a very good team, and they're going to be fun to watch because Gary Harris is electric. Same with Barton, Lyles, Harris.
they're one of those teams in the West that only got better.
yeah.
They didn't lose anything, or they only added pieces. I think that are going to help them. But
I don't-
again,
I
it's
feel like they kind of hung around, but last year they missed out by the AFC by a game. They had that playing game
And it
with
was close.
Minnesota.
Yeah, and it was close
It
the
went to
whole time,
OT is where it went. So they're definitely on that cusp of being a very good team in the West, but Jokic has to take that next step forward, I think.
yeah, well, yeah, because they don't have any piece that's separating them from any other team.
No.
Unless Jokic does take that leap,
And
which
if he
is very
does, he's
possible.
very possible.
Which is
He's
very possible
He's
because he has some nights where he just goes
super
stupid, yeah.
talented.
But
So
yeah.
your 7th seed was Denver.
7 seeds Denver.
All right, so my 6th seed was Denver, so we don't really need to touch on that. I mean, I
No.
I like them a little bit more. I just feel like Jokic, obviously, I think he does take that next step. And I love Millsap being on this team, gives them that old savvy vet.
Yeah,
And then you have scorers like Gary Harris and Jamal Murray and Trey Lyles.
they're all gritty players, dude.
And
are
Will
willing to do.
Barton.
Will
You have
Barton,
all
yeah.
guys who can score. It's just hoping they can all score on the same night.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
that one kind of snafu with them.
Yeah, and they have no real huge playmaker. I mean, no one on point guard that's really.
I like Jamal Murray.
I like Jamal Murray
I
too,
think he
but
has
it's
spurts where he's great.
yeah. But can he be every night?
That's
can
one
he
of the
show
questions.
up every night.
Well,
that's the big thing.
Yeah, that's a big question for them.
All right. So is it your?
So what's your 6th seed?
Oh, my 6th seed.
Yeah.
The Portland Trail Blazers.
You're a fucking idiot.
See, I didn't go crazy. I didn't put him up.
Okay.
Where I could
Well,
have
all
put
right.
him 3.
You
I
could
put
have,
him
but I
3.
would have slapped you.
But no, this
I can
in all
okay.
seriousness, I think this is another team that, or they only added pieces. I love adding Stauskas.
Okay.
Stauskas went fucking off his
But
first
he's not
night.
going to do... Okay.
Who knows? He put himself on the map.
We'll see.
He's supposed to. I like the addition of Seth Curry coming off the bench.
Okay, I do like Seth Curry, but I
Steph's-
liked Shabazz, if we're being honest. I really like Shabazz.
Oh, I like Shabazz. I like Shabazz too. I like anyone that
I
comes
thought it
forward.
was sad that they let him go.
But again, I like Shabazz didn't have the experience like Seth Curry.
Very
has.
true.
Seth Curry can come, and that's what that bench needed.
Yeah.
Is they needed a kind of a vet where they had Evan Turner.
Yeah.
But now they have also a point guard that can also, and our bench looked.
It looked
so
it
much
looked
better.
good.
Where our
And
bench, our bench was
I like your
horrible
two
last
rookie
year.
guards too.
Yeah, our bench was horrible last year, but our bench looked just.
I just feel like there's a lot riding on CJ and Dame, and I do feel like there is a chance that they break down in the playoffs again. This is where I get at. I don't trust them.
This is still one of the youngest teams in the NBA, and I think experience is going to be the biggest factor.
So let me ask you
Young
this
anything.
question, because this is going to get brought up a lot throughout the season. Do they trade Dame? If this doesn't work, let's say this does, the wheels do start to fall off.
Unless
who
he-
goes first?
CJ.
You think CJ
CJ will
goes
go
first?
first for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's always been kind of talked about, but
Well, I know CJ's name's always out in trade rumors.
yeah, I think you would. I think because if you
I feel
trade
like you
CJ,
can't-
you still have Dame. You could still get someone that
Yeah.
just by the pull of Dame.
Well, you'd have to get a big guy at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
You would need a guard that plays defense. 'Cause
Yeah,
I feel like the best part. So this is where they differ from Houston and Golden State. Their backcourt is just as good. But
second
they
best
have
backcourt in the NBA.
they have one guard that plays locks defense, and the other that doesn't really. But one guard makes up for it. So they
Yeah.
can do constant switches. So you see Clay make up for Steph's lack, and you see Chris Paul pick up for Harden. They don't have that. And I feel like that's a real problem for them because when they do need to get stops, we saw it last year in the playoffs versus Holiday and Rondo, neither of them are the guys to step up and make that stop on the guard.
Someone's just gonna have to step up,
But-
CJ, I mean, they're gonna score. They're
gonna score,
They're
100%.
gonna score no matter what. But yeah,
But can they get stops when they need to?
that's gonna be the big question. Defense has always been the biggest problem in Portland.
Yep.
But it's been big man, and it's always one thing after another. And
Yep.
this year, damn near Mo Harkless. If Mo Harkless shows up every night, we're gonna be good. If Al Farouk shows up every night, we're gonna do good.
Okay.
Which Al Farouk is amazing defensive player. He played as well as you can hope for anyone to play against LeBron.
I understand. Yeah, I get it.
But if he's gonna score,
Yeah.
that Al Farouk, he's not super consistent. He was good last year
Well,
on the 3-point
him
line.
and Harkless are both.
Yeah,
They're feast or fire. You don't know what you're gonna
But
get.
and
with them.
Harkless has been plagued with
Very
with
true.
Injuries almost every year.
Very true.
And he still is this year. But again, both of them show spurts of greatness.
Yeah.
Especially Mo Harkless. Well, Al Farouk, I mean, he's our guy. He's our
Yeah.
small forward at this point. He
got
plays
you.
great defense and he could score. He had a monster dunk against LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, really, what's got me most excited is the bench. Jake Layman, I'm excited for. He's looking great.
Yep.
This is his year. It's a huge year for him. It's pretty much bust or nothing.
True.
Myers Leonard, bust or nothing this
Well,
year. He
I
has
think
to show
Leonard's
up.
a bust.
Yeah. Well,
I've never seen someone who's
damn near everyone on the team said most improved was Myers Leonard this year.
I don't know. I just saw him getting dunked on a lot by Embiid over the summer.
That's
so
that's
see
the
how
biggest
that
thing
goes.
is he's got they're 1-on-1.
Literally
Yeah.
dunked on every pick.
But Joe Embiid also played against fucking
Tatum.
point guards. Yeah, and he was dunking.
He was
them.
dunking on everybody.
Yeah,
Fucking
I mean,
Embiid's a
he was-
troll.
But yeah.
So let's go to 5. I'm not gonna talk a lot about 5. I'm not confident. 5, literally 5 through 1. It's actually 5 through 2 is kind of a shit show. Literally any of these teams could be anywhere. Obviously, one will be the Warriors, but I have the Thunder being my 5, and I could have put them higher. I wanted to, but I think the injury to Russ is gonna have him out about a month.
This is
And then
I
I have-
agree where I was not 100% sure on where to put OKC.
See, I really like this team. Roberson doesn't play till January. I kind of have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I love that they added Nerlens Noel. I think
I love that they had
Nerlens Noel-
Schroeder. Schroeder's a
Schroeder's
great bench player,
point
and he's
forward.
absolutely a person that can play for you when Russ is out.
And that's the thing. If Russ puts his ego aside and lets Schroeder start, and Russ takes that 2 role, this team could be a 2 seed.
You think that will happen?
No.
No.
But if it did, this team has the possibility of being a 2 seed. That's how good their ceiling is. They have the pieces that can go toe to toe with Golden State.
So
They just need to go with it.
I do not think they have enough.
I think they do. I like
Of course,
the bench.
no one has what Golden State has. No one has the amount of star power or firepower.
Their bench is weak. This is where I feel like we'll get into this a little bit later with some of these other teams, but Golden State's bench is old and decrepit.
Yeah.
So if you can catch them in that little spot, every team's got a weakness. And this is what we saw with the Lakers.
You got to catch him when Curry's not playing. You got to catch him when Durant's is
You remember
somehow-
that super Lakers team with Malone, Peyton, Shaq, Kobe?
Yeah.
You remember how the Pistons
Early
beat them?
2000s?
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, of
this is my
course.
thing.
2001 when they beat the Blazers for the finals in the West, you mean? Yeah, I remember that.
I don't
Gideyn,
remember.
you stupid fuck.
I'm just saying that there is having too much of a good thing. And
Oh,
we
there's-
don't know how Boogie's going to work on this.
Well, the same thing with the Lakers having Howard, Nash, Kobe. I
yeah,
mean,
so there is
there's
that
too many cooks
precedent
in the
to be
kitchen.
set.
But so far, I thought even adding Durant last year, I'm like, whoa.
See, I like the Durant move just because I felt like he didn't need to play on the ball.
I'm like, how? Yeah, but then adding Boogie this
Well,
year.
we're gonna see how Boogie works because
Yeah.
Boogie's a chemistry he's a chemistry clusterfuck.
Well, yeah, he hasn't worked, but someone just needs to sit him down and say, this is how it's gonna go.
Well, I think that's what Draymond did, but we'll see when he gets that emotions going. He's a different player. So,
yeah. And
we're gonna see.
you know he wants to start too.
But I
he wants that start.
I do like this OKC team. I do like Paul George. I love Steven Adams. I like Dennis Schroeder. I like that they have Patrick Peterson and Nerlens Noel. And when Roberson comes back, Roberson's probably the best defender in the league.
yeah,
So they have all these pieces,
but injuries.
but injuries
Injuries
are
are
the
the
problem.
biggest thing, especially
we
with
don't even
Russ,
know what Russ is
especially
coming
with
back.
Nerlens Noel.
And Nerlens, the
Yeah.
same thing. And Paul George is no spring chicken, is the thing.
No, he's not.
He's definitely getting up there too.
But they're a powerhouse, no doubt.
They have talent.
so
That's the
I
thing.
I have Pelicans 5, OKC 4.
Okay.
So it's really close for me too. But I just like OKC. I think that team's just a little bit better than the Pelicans.
I like it. I have the
Just a
Lakers
little
at
bit.
4 and then the Thunder at 5. And so I'll explain the Lakers being this high. I do think this young core is going to figure it out. And I think once Luke Walton understands the fact that he can't start these old guys because the roster they're starting with now is not the roster that's going to
You don't like the start of Rondo over Ball?
I like the Rondo start. I'm not so sure about starting. Man, I just
I don't.
honestly I don't even like really starting Rondo. I'd rather just give Lonzo that time.
Oh, not me. I mean,
See, I feel like everybody hates on Lonzo. I think if you let him play with LeBron, he'll get better. Same thing with Ingram. If you let these young guys just run the floor and have the old guys come off the bench when you need them. This is what they went and did.
even being on the same team together is going to give them a ton of. It's going to
give them a lot of
And
confidence.
that's huge for Brandon Ingram. That's going to be the biggest thing.
This is why I like this Lakers team so much. They went and got dogs. So when it does come down to the playoffs,
They went and got fucking memes. They got Lance.
You're right. But
I love
But
that.
he went and got guys that when it came down to it, he knows these guys will be in the fucking foxhole with them. Rondo doesn't take shit from anybody. Lance Stevenson will blow in your ear and fuck your mom. JaVale McGee will do the same. Like, this team, while it is kind of a fucked up, weird...
It is.
It's a weird hosh-kosh of fucking random people.
It's a team where if you get down to it, one guy could fuck up bad. Where
You're
this
right.
is a group of guys.
You're right.
This is
And
with
I am
Lance Stevenson
literally-
and McGee. That's
You're gonna see in my predictions that I'm really betting on one or two people to hold this, and I think LeBron's the perfect person to hold this, to keep this boat to keep all these guys in the same room, because I think Rondo making Lonzo better is only gonna make Lonzo that much better, because Rondo is, you have two of the greatest minds in basketball in one locker room. with Rondo and LeBron.
It's really, to me, it's going to have to be the perfect storm for them to do amazing, for them to be as good as what some people are predicting. I mean, you have the talent there, but
No, they do
when
have the
LeBron's
talent.
when LeBron's on the bench and Rondo are on the bench, it does not look good to me.
You're right.
It does
but
not look
this
good.
team still won 35 games last year.
Yeah.
And that was with Ingram taking the show. If Ingram takes another step, which is a big if Kuzma moves up, if Josh Hart, see, I love Josh Hart. That's another guy we didn't talk about. Josh Hart
No.
is so underrated on this team. They have
Well, fuck,
guys.
he's got confidence. You
They
know that.
have guys.
He'll shoot the ball.
So I do like them at 4, but I don't.
They're a team to me that could go either way.
They could be 3, or they could
It's
literally
such a
not
weird
make the
thing
playoffs.
for LeBron to be sold and coming in. I don't know, a new team for everything. I mean, it's almost
It's
never been
almost
seen
unheard of.
before. Yeah, it's unheard of. And so I really don't know what to make heads and
Yeah.
tails of it. But I know LeBron will be frustrated, and of course that's going to happen. But
Well, he was frustrated in Miami too.
yeah, and it's chemistry though.
We'll
Again,
see. And once that chemistry clicks, then we can make this judgment call.
hopefully, yeah.
So your 4 seed was the
My fourth seed was OKC.
okay. So we'll just go right into third.
I'm guessing we probably have the same 3, 2, and 1.
I don't think we will.
No. Okay.
Who's your 3?
Utah. You have Utah. You have
Houston.
Houston. Okay.
So
Well, that makes sense to me. I mean,
Okay.
both those could go either way. I do not think Houston got better.
no, they got worse.
Yeah, they
no,
got
they
worse,
got worse.
absolutely.
I don't like Houston's team this year.
No,
I don't.
I
I don't
just-
like it. You're relying on Chris Paul for quality minutes again after another injury in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't like that you lost Ariza and Maba Mute. I hate that you lost Ariza because you saw what he went and did in Phoenix.
The biggest thing for me is hating the addition of Carmelo. That's their defense is.
Their defense is going to be one of the
It's
worst.
gonna be
in the league.
horrible. Yeah, it's gonna be
because you have 2
horrible.
guys in Harden and Melo. Chris Paul and PJ Tucker cannot make up for both of them.
It's so hard to play a
You
guy.
can only hide. Yeah.
It's so hard to play a guy like Carmelo. I mean, 'cause
No, it's-
he refuses to come off the bench.
And if you're Mike D'Antonio,
He refused to
You
come off the
gotta
bench,
tell him.
and he's a great scorer, but he's old now.
he's
and
not even a great scorer. We
Exactly.
saw it last year in OKC.
At this point,
in the playoffs,
his scoring has always outweighed how bad his defense is. But now it's not.
it's not even. It's,
not
like
outweighing,
the
yeah.
crazy chick. If she's super hot, roll with it. If
Yeah.
she's not, leave it.
Well, you have the graph of hotness compared to
Yeah,
craziness.
Like,
It's
this
gotta be. Yeah.
It's gotta be in line. This motherfucker's shooting is like right here,
No,
and
it's
his
getting there
defense
where-
is fucking down here. So it's like,
Well, last year was a year where everyone was talking about, and I wanted him on the Trailblazers. So I was, yeah, he'd be perfect spot. But after seeing last year and how atrocious and how he just slows the game down.
well, you
It's
got to go back. Look at the playoffs. Would be the perfect example. Carmelo Anthony bricking clutch threes,
and they couldn't do anything about him.
bricking
and they couldn't
clutch
take him out. They couldn't do
threes versus the Utah Jazz is the equivalent of his fucking career.
Well, the only way I see anyone using him is him off the bench
Yeah.
at this point, and he just doesn't want to come off.
He doesn't want to come off the bench, and he should, but he won't.
No, and I think he'll fucking retire before he comes off the bench.
He better.
I don't
I mean,
want-
I hope he does, just because the fact I'm tired of watching him come out and literally ruin teams. Is really where he's at his point in his career.
I know, but everyone that gets him thinks.
As much as I love Harden, I can't justify this team winning the finals. Last year was their window. Chris Paul got injured. That's it. You lost too much. I
Yeah.
think you paid Capella too much. You
I
can't
love
trade for anybody.
Capella. Yeah, they're really. I mean, they're putting all their eggs in one basket
Yeah.
for sure. They're doing this. Losing Ariza is
It's a huge thing
because
because what he went to do in Phoenix.
Yeah.
He went and killed in Phoenix, and that was one game.
Well, I think it was smart for him because now he's the guy in Phoenix where he
he's
wouldn't be
that
living.
savvy vet in Phoenix that they're gonna look to because.
And I would have
giving
loved the
Devin
Portland
Booker-
to get Trevor. Oh man.
Giving Devin Booker, that guy, Trevor Ariza, to be like, hey, this is what we do on defense. Because Devin Booker, as much as I like Devin Booker and I love that he has a bright future, his defense is terrible.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Terrible.
He can score 100 games. He can score 100
Horrible.
points. Yeah.
Terrible defense.
Well, we don't need to get into this, but that's what I think a lot of young people, but a lot of people that come out of college don't play the best defense.
But we're
a
gonna
lot
run the
of-
show right now.
Oh, you gotta take a
I
piss?
gotta piss. Mason, you're up.
God damn, Gideon.
Man, I wasn't prepared.
Quit drinking all that goddamn water.
I'm too stoked for basketball season.
Oh, Mason, I want to hear your what's
My
the
hot takes on the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, man, I think the Blazers are going to win it all this
There you
year.
go. See, that's the smartest thing you could have possibly have said.
I got to be honest with you, man. The talent's there this year.
And you're an expert.
there.
You know,
I know
more about
everything.
basketball than anyone.
Exactly.
You're the city pro. Everyone says it. But yeah, if you say it, you've predicted. Is this right? You've predicted the last 20 championship teams?
Yeah, since what, 77?
No, since 88. 88.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Well, no, you would be one, right? You were one when you predicted that when your parents
Oh, yeah,
let
it would've
you
been
out
94,
of,
yeah.
and they put two.
Right.
I can't remember who's playing that year.
Okay.
But they put two basketballs, one for one team,
Right.
one for that team, and you always crawled straight for the right team
Every time.
And you've done that for the last 20 years.
Yep. Now I remember the story. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
It's hard to remember. I mean, it is hard to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Okay, we're going to make this transition smooth and clean.
Ready?
1, 2, 3, go.
It was not smooth.
Mason was he brought some great
Bring it.
he brought some great points. Great points, yeah.
Absolutely.
All
But
right. I'm glad Mason came in and filled in. He did a good job.
well, my number 2 is Houston.
Okay, I got you.
We have those swapped, right?
Yeah. And I understand because they obviously did do so well last year. I just don't want to rely on this team to go far.
Yeah, they're gonna be good.
They're gonna be good
because they have a ton of fucking firepower and everything. But
they're definitely gonna
Who
outscore
knows?
people. But defensively,
they're
we
gonna
could
be horrible.
eat.
They're gonna be high scoring games.
A
It's
lot of
gonna
their
be
games.
130, 120
Yeah.
most of the day. But
And Chris Paul is gonna get injured eventually. It's not if, it's when.
oh, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, and your number 2 is Utah Jazz, right?
Yes, sir.
We haven't talked about the Jazz, but
I
love the Jazz.
Love this.
I love
fucking
the Jazz
team.
too.
I tweeted about it the other day before the season started. I love this.
Just
team.
hard-nosed D is what I like.
Hard-nosed defense, can shoot, benches deep. We saw Dante Exum finally get
That's
some playing
big.
time
As Dante
yesterday.
Exum shows up,
Finally healthy.
Yeah.
Look at this. George Niang. I even love George Niang. I loved him in Iowa State.
love Joe Ingles.
I
Love
Joe Ingles.
What I love
is
about Joe
the
Ingles-
great white hope.
Joe Ingles is like one of your friends. Just one day was like, "All right, I'm gonna go play basketball,"
Joe
and he's just
Ingles
like one of us.
Is
He
that
just-
old guy at YMCA who jacks up threes and hits them all?
and
you're
he's
like,
playing. And he's
what
playing.
the fuck?
He's playing. I don't know. He's playing as 100% as hard as he can at the YMCA when everyone else is just
Every time.
just playing. Yeah.
No,
he's
yesterday
fouling. He's doing
when he
hard
shot
fouls.
when he shot that three in KD's face and flexed on him,
It's-
fucking Joe Ingles for life, baby.
It's so funny because it's like the slowest shot of all time.
It's so bad.
It's
It
fundamentally
looks bad.
It's just very slow, but you know when he gets that thing wound
Bro,
up, it's
once-
going in. It's going
Oh,
in.
once that shot's in, it's in. He is money.
And Rudy Gobert is a monster.
Gobert,
I love the defense.
He's probably the favorite for defensive player of the year
I would say so
because you
too.
have him.
We'll talk
Crowder,
about that, but I have yeah.
Rubio's right there for defensive point guards.
Even if Rubio's hitting threes like he was the other night, they'll be unstoppable.
This team is so good.
I really love it. We didn't even talk about Donovan Mitchell, but Donovan too.
That's how good this team is. Donovan Mitchell, it could be a dark horse MVP candidate toward the end of the year.
That would be nuts. Well, you know he's just fucking young, ready to play. That whole team is.
He's young, he's fast, and he's tenacious. And goddamn,
And he's not afraid to shoot either. I love
balls
that.
out. And I never feel, because you got that feeling where some rookies step in and you kind of get that feeling like this moment's too big for this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He never felt that he was scared
never
or
felt
anything,
like
no.
that for him.
Some people step up. That's the same way it was with Lillard.
Yep.
When
I
Lillard
give you
came
that.
in, but it's rare to have that kind of confidence.
I
when you're-
100% agree. So I love the Jazz.
And I think Utah's a great team for him too. They have a great fan base. Utah does.
They
A
do,
lot
and
like
that
Portland.
home court advantage, if they can get all those playoff games,
Yeah.
in Utah, it'll be fun.
They're gonna be good though. They're gonna finally bring a fucking championship to Utah. They're gonna get it this year. No, I'm not predicting that.
I was like,
I'm not
Hair
predicting that.
Laid it out.
I will never. Utah's my number 3. Even they're not my number 2. But
I mean, we don't really need to talk about one, do we?
no, Golden State.
I
Who
mean,
gives a
Golden
shit?
State.
Yeah,
It's Kevin Durant. It's Klay Thompson. It's Steph. It's Boogie.
it's Boogie now.
like
Draymond.
We're gonna see how good this team is. I mean, they're going to win 55 to 65 games.
Yeah, except those they could have lost to Utah.
They should have lost.
They should have lost to Utah.
But, once again, this team wins games that other people don't.
Yeah, well, you just know they're going to show up fourth quarter
Yeah.
every time. It doesn't matter.
Well, they have so many
play it
guys
safe,
who can take that final shot and can just flip that switch.
Exactly. They have so many guys who can just go off. Durant,
So, we'll see.
insane.
I mean, let's just move to the East. I think the East will be more fun.
Yeah, the East, I will definitely.
I don't really have a lot of reasonings for like my bottom three though, so we can move through these pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. For my 8th seed, I picked Charlotte.
I have Detroit.
Okay, well,
I like that they added Alvin Gentry, but other than that, I don't give a shit about the 8th.
I like Charlotte. Batum needs to stay healthy. If Batum shows up,
I love Kemba.
If they don't trade Kimba,
Love Kemba.
Kimba's always been the talk of trades.
He's
though.
always going to be traded.
If they don't trade Kimba, I like that team. They got Jordan
I
at the
get it.
helm. But yeah,
We'll move to 7.
7th. Oh, I picked Washington Wizards.
Do you have 7? Okay, see, I have Washington at 6, Miami at 7.
Oh, really?
I love Miami, but they're always that team that just kind of like falls off from the mid-season, do terrible, and then by the end of the year, they're all of a sudden back in the playoff race, and you're like, what the fuck?
I know. Well, I just think they're a team that you don't hear about much.
No.
But then you see them and they're like, this is a good team.
Also, it's
This is
Dwayne Wade's last year, so let's
Yeah.
get this motherfucker in the playoffs.
Whiteside, Dwayne Wade,
Dragic.
I love Dragic.
I love
A
Dragic.
monster.
Josh Richardson, same thing. I think he's a really underrated rookie. Not a rookie. I think it's his second year, but
So you have Miami as your 7th?
Yeah.
I have Miami as my 5th.
wow.
Yeah. So, well, it's because I
Okay.
think there's a point when you get into East, there's a cutoff.
I
of
feel
when
like
it's
there's like
competitive,
okay.
and then there's a point where it's like the 7th and 8th. I can feel like they could be anyone.
7 and 8 could be anybody.
They could be close. But
Okay.
so my 6 is Indiana. And
Okay.
We talked a little, I think, before
My 6
about.
is Washington.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel like Indiana and Washington are both similar teams.
I
Where
don't think anybody gives Indiana credit for how good they are. Because if you look back last year, that team should have beaten Cleveland.
I just
am a
feel-
Cavs fan. That team outplayed us 6 out of those 7 of games, and we just have LeBron and got lucky. Like,
yeah, I mean that's
really where we were at.
for Indiana. It's a team for me where like there's a certain amount of players that need to do a certain level of work
But
each
I
night for them
think
to be really.
They
But
also
if they
have
do that,
a bunch of young guys, if Miles Turner steps up and Sabonis steps up, this is a very, very good team. They have a very good bench.
I would love to see Sabonis go off. But again, Victor Oladipo needs to go off on offense just as much as he does defense. That's the big because he's
gotta average
he's the guy
25
now.
is
He's the
what
guy.
he's done.
Yeah,
He's
he's the
gotta-
guy in Indiana.
Yeah, 100%.
He's who they're being played through, and
Yes,
he's the
this is
future.
Arvidas' son.
Yeah, okay, I didn't want to ask on
No, it's Arvidas'
Yeah,
son.
no, it's Arvidas' son. Yeah.
No, I love Victor Oladipo. I love this team. I think I'm too high on them sometimes, but I do. I like that they added Tyreek Evans. I like that they added Doug
Tyreek
McDermott.
Evans is huge.
I like
yeah.
that they added. I think it was Kylo Quinn.
Well, what they were number 1 in 2 points last year.
Yeah.
2-point shots.
Well, and
so
then
I think they're
If you
3
go back
points.
to it, you can see the stats of like when Oladipo's on the court, they have a +8. When he's
Yeah.
off the court, it's -9. So adding Tyreek Evans and Doug McDermott make that bench better.
Again, even last year saying I thought they needed better 3-point shooters, but adding Doug McDermott,
I think adding Doug McDermott
is going to get you there.
I think
yeah.
it's big. And I think
And if Victor Oladipo plays his fucking heart out or whatever,
Indiana's my
it's-
5 seed.
Yeah. Well, that's reasonable.
I don't really need to talk about Washington. I really don't know what we're going to get from the Wizards. I don't know. I don't know how Howard's going to work out. I don't like
Yeah.
Aaron Rivers. I don't like John Wall. I don't like this team
You don't like
at
John
all.
Wall?
I just don't think. I think he's.
I love John Wall
I
and
think
the
he's
fact that he
underachieved
stayed
his
in
entire
Washington.
career.
I think-
he's literally underachieved.
I think being in Washington, he's learned that he can underachieve and still be the guy.
It's
That-
so fucking crazy how this team has always had so much talent and has always just been meh. They're all right.
Otto Porter Jr. too. I mean,
Another guy. It's like they have
Bradley Beal,
players.
Jeff Green. That's a good starting.
It's a good team,
Austin Rivers too. Adding Austin Rivers, that's
but you really put them all on the court, and now what are you gonna get? It's just a shit soup because they could be really good or they can be really bad.
standards are a lot lower in the East. You
Yeah.
can be middle of the line and still be a 3-4 seed. But yeah, again, I had Washington as my 7th, and you got
they
him
were
as
my
so.
6th.
Again, I think these 3 spots, the 8th, 7th, 6th, and even the 5th in these
I
can
think
go
the 5th
can be
kind of
close.
right there too. Yeah.
But did you say your 5th?
Yeah, it was the Pacers.
Pacers. My 5th was Miami, and then my 4th is Milwaukee.
Same.
I love Milwaukee.
I was gonna say I love this team.
They
I
play
love
fast. They're young. They're the youngest. I think they're the youngest team in the NBA now.
bringing in Coach Bud.
Yeah, that
was amazing. So let me let you in on a little thing about Coach Budenholzer, Mike Budenholzer. I don't know how to say his last name. He took Damari Carroll, Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, Al Horford. Al Horford was on that team, and Paul Millsap to the Eastern Conference Finals. They won 60 games
against in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, that was the biggest thing in Milwaukee was coaching. I mean, I always thought they had that. Well, they have really young guys,
And
but
now-
they need someone that's gonna.
And now look at this roster. This roster is head and shoulders 1,000 times better than that Atlanta.
Oh
team.
yeah. Well,
Giannis,
adding Pat Connaughton, big.
I do like it.
I do like it too.
Pat
I do like it
Connaughton,
too.
But I like adding Brook Lopez. Like I said, I thought the Lakers should have kept him. I love that they added Brook Lopez.
Well, look who they have. They just have
Brogdon,
fighters.
Middleton,
Deladova,
Bledsoe. They have scrappy dudes that can come in and give you quality minutes.
even Tony Snell. Tony Snell can
Snell.
show up every
John
night, just like in
Henson,
Chicago.
same thing.
John Henson's good too. Yeah.
I like this team. This isn't one of those sleeper teams that if, they get caught off, like I'm not as high on the Sixers. I have them at 3, but I like Milwaukee better.
I don't. I just don't think anyone ever expects Milwaukee. I think they always underestimate. What
They could
Milwaukee's
really be
gonna
that
do.
team that slides into the Eastern Conference.
They're gonna play very fast because they're all young. They're gonna play and fucking Giannis being able to.
Giannis's
go court
numbers
to
are going
court.
to be off the court.
He's definitely an MVP candidate, high up for me too.
he
Yeah.
might. He's probably the favorite, right?
It really depends on if he really takes over that team.
Yeah,
and
well, he has to.
Yeah,
Because if he takes over, this team is as good as he lets them be.
exactly, and puts them on their back. He needs to be, and he needs to be aggressive.
I feel like our top 3 are going to shake out the same.
They're close. 3.
Sixers.
Yeah, Sixers. I love the Sixers. I
You
mean,
do?
Ugh. Really? You don't?
I have problems.
What do you
with
know?
this
I
team.
love
I
JJ
love
Redick
Embiid,
staying there. I love JJ Redick staying
and
there.
I love Ben Simmons. They don't have anybody who can space the court. Just JJ, and JJ's not even getting starting minutes. You still
No, he's
have
not gonna
Fultz and Ben Simmons who fucking don't have jump shots at all.
Ben Simmons. He can stretch the court for you though. He's tall and lengthy.
But
a
he's
6'6" point
Well,
guard.
His range is about as deep.
Well,
as
really,
Timothy Mozgov's fucking range. Is.
really, it's gonna. Well, Ben Simmons is gonna be a big part in that.
They're-
but Joel Embiid is really
Their
gonna be a
two
big
best
part.
shooters are their 4 and 5, and I have a serious issue with that.
I don't. If Ben Simmons can still space the floor and still get 9 assists a game or whatever, I would even. And he stays at 14 points. I'd be fine with
He's
that.
got to
If he
have
can
some
stay-
sort of a jumper because we saw it last year in Boston. They played Ben Simmons to the point of you're
Yeah.
gonna beat us with your shot, or we're gonna win this fucking game.
He's a guy that you just got to let him shoot. And that's
And, like-
defensive wise, you got. But I don't know if they
And
can
I
run.
feel
If they
like
can run the court, if they can get
they're
it going,
just-
fast break points. If they can get
I
something
don't
going.
like the fact that they're relying on so many oddballs to fucking make it. I don't like the fact that Markelle Fultz hasn't shown anything.
No, but I mean,
But they're going to rely on him to make this team drastically better, and I can't get behind it. I don't like that they can't space the floor. They don't have any three-point shooters outside of
Redick.
JJ Redick and Embiid
yeah.
because Covington can't shoot worth a shit.
I don't know. I still think they're going to keep that third spot. I think that top.
I think they
that
will.
starting 5 is enough to keep you in the
I
third
think
spot. in
they
the
will,
East.
but when it comes to the playoffs in a 7-game series,
Yeah.
they're going to get out early.
Again, another really young team besides JJ Redick.
Yep, 100% agree. But I'm not as high as a lot of people are. So I think our top 2 will shake out the same too.
Yeah. I don't know, it should
Raptors,
be.
Celtics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I love this.
I love the
team.
Raptors. The Raptors. This I love.
I'm just gonna throw it out there now. I have the Raptors in the finals.
Oh, really?
I have them beating Boston.
Boston.
I
Oh.
like their roster better than Boston. I think Boston.
Toronto in the playoffs is nothing to be proud of.
You're right.
No, which I'm not. I mean, I love the
But
team, but they've
adding
always
Kawhi.
adding
Kawhi
having
is
had
a
that
different.
experience.
You now have a Finals MVP who'd been there before, who's played the absolute best. LeBron James was afraid to play Kawhi Leonard in the finals.
Oh yeah, but
And it's not-
the
this-
whole thing that went on with Kawhi scares me. That whole thing.
It scares me a little bit.
I just don't know what kind of player he is anymore. Where
But-
is he gonna play off? Is he gonna play where he doesn't want to play?
But let's look at his first 2 games. This is
No,
Kawhi
he
with
did good.
rust.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is him being rusty. Give this motherfucker 20 games.
Rusty, or you could say he's had a lot of time off preparing
Exactly.
for this.
So either way, this team they won 59 games last year.
No, they're it's Toronto in the playoffs. They need to play as well. They need to play better than they play in the regular season, which
You're
they
right.
never do. They never excel.
100%.
Which is so weird because most teams almost are always better
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
very true.
But
this is why I like them so much this year.
No.
Kawhi puts them over the top.
they're stacked. I mean,
Defensively, they're
they
going
had one
to
of the
lead the
best-
league in defense.
they had one of the best defense teams last year, and now they just added Kawhi.
They
one
just
of the
added
best defenders.
the
yeah.
best two-way one of the best two-way players we've ever seen in the sport.
Yeah.
Up there with Pippen. Like, that's how good his game is.
He's got to stay healthy.
He does.
Adding Danny Green is huge too.
Adding Gideyn Green, another 3-and-D. So you have literally the entire team can shoot and play defense.
Oh, they're stacked. No.
Except OJ Anunoby can't really shoot, but he still locks. I love this team. And
You get any player from San Antonio, you're blessed knowing that they're going to play
Yeah.
defense. They're going to play their ass
And
off. But
I
yeah,
put a lot of the losses last year in the playoffs on DeMar DeRozan. I don't think he was very good. I think he was a good player.
my biggest fear of this Toronto team is Lowry.
See,
I
like Lowry. I always have.
He has a huge ceiling. I think he has a huge ceiling, but it's just like, is that chemistry gonna work? That's a big thing.
So far, they love
Exactly,
it.
yeah.
So far, we've seen it work, and I know
And
it's
if they
a long
keep that,
season.
yeah, it's a
but-
long season, and they haven't had that time.
You're right.
With adding,
I just feel like this team has such a high ceiling. Like, the way they play defense, the way they shoot the ball. Because Lowry can score 30 points every night.
yeah.
And then you have guys like Ibaka and Valanciunas who can also give you 15 to 20. So when you match up with a Boston, and I don't want to take too much into last night's game because, it's early and we don't really know how Boston's going to shake out. You have veterans who can shoot, and they all play defense. And now you're going to play a bunch of young guys. And I love Kyrie, but my knock on Kyrie is he hasn't done it without LeBron. And we're going to find out if he can.
I think he did it last year without LeBron. I mean,
He wasn't on that team, though.
until
He got injured in
until he got injured,
late
yeah.
February, and Terry Rozier took over.
But what? Yeah. We'll talk about Boston, obviously. But
we'll just roll into
yeah.
Boston now.
Again, with
I
this
mean,
with this Toronto team is what
Their
we've seen so
ceiling's
far
high.
is the ceiling is very high.
But if
having
if
a
something
Ibaka
happens
and
with
everything,
Kawhi,
they're going to get done on the defensive end.
Yeah.
But
I just feel like this Boston team's another one where there might be too many mouths to feed.
they got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Boston's got. I love Gordon Hayward. I love having him healthy.
But
having him play.
you just gotta think, all of them being healthy is just such a crapshoot. It really is.
Well, kind of, but you don't have. I mean, who do you have on your starting five? Shooter wise, you have Kyrie, right?
Tatum can stroke.
Tatum's really good, but and you have
I
Gordon.
think-
Gordon from 3.
I think Brown can shoot.
and even they're all fucking weapons on that fucking. Even Al Horford can.
Al
will
Horford
kill
got
you from the
shot.
3. Yeah, and I love Al Horford.
Al
He's-
Horford's the most underrated player in basketball.
He's
average Al.
he's
He
not
does everything good.
He's just like
nothing
Tim Duncan.
great.
Just like Tim Duncan. He will do everything you want a
Yep.
big man to do.
Yep.
But he's not. It's not going to be pretty.
No.
It's not going to be.
It's
anything.
not, but he's fun
Exactly.
to watch.
He's the kind of center I would love to have.
I just
on
feel like
any team. 'Cause
everybody's
he's great on both ends of the court.
so high on this team. I just can't see it this year.
Really, I there's no way to me that they're not going to be 1 or 2.
No, I
Toronto-
believe they're the 1 seed. I just feel like in the playoffs,
Yeah,
Toronto matches up better with them than they do Toronto.
Again, it's a team that we haven't seen a lot. We haven't seen Gordon Hayward.
We haven't
and
seen them play
Kyrie.
together. You're very
We
right.
haven't seen, but who
and
knows?
that ceiling is
Very high, yeah.
that ceiling is Golden State high. So if they all stroke together, if this game sinks the way that it might, there's a very good chance they're going 7 in the finals with Golden State.
I'm excited for
But
it.
I just feel like somebody's gonna get injured because that is these guys' MMO. That's their MO.
Well, two of their starting fives are coming off big injuries. Big injuries.
And so
And Gordon Hayward hasn't played in a year, but
No.
he looked
good.
He looked good, but he
looked
looked like there was some
comfortable.
rust. Yeah, he did, but there was rust, obviously. But once they get going, I think this team is going to be hard to beat. Once they get momentum, I think if they're really meshing and everything, and Kyrie can be so damn good.
I just feel like Toronto and Boston are head and shoulders better than everybody in the conference.
Oh, and East, yeah.
Because I don't feel like Philly's there. I feel like they need somebody else on that team that can spread the floor for them.
And
And then I love the Bucks, but I think they're too young right now.
And the coach, and I love Brad Stevens coaching wise. I mean, he's
the best coach in basketball.
That's what I think too.
He's
I
the
would
best coach in basketball.
I'll give you my spoiler, but he's my coach of the year.
Mine's Quinn Snyder.
Yeah, it could go either way. I think, but of course, we got to see, where if he can take this Boston team, up to the final.
Well, he's got all the talent in the world to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, and he is a great coach. But
We'll just roll into conference predictions. I have the Raptors over Boston in 7 going into the finals. And then on the other side, I have Utah losing to the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals in 6.
Utah losing to the Warriors in the Western Conference. You think it's going to be Utah Warriors? Oh, that's very...
Last night's games didn't, sway me. I had this done already, but
Yeah,
I liked watching them and seeing how close they were.
I don't think... Fuck, that's so hard with Utah. Utah... I would love to see Utah.
I just feel like...
Because I feel like they've been rebuilding.
The rest of the conference.
Utah's been rebuilt.
But if you look at them versus the rest of the conference, they're better.
It's just their defense is just head and shoulders over everyone.
They're players. Gobert is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
Well,
Donovan Mitchell could be MVP. Ricky Rubio could be Most Improved. Dante Exum could be Most Improved. They have a Coach of the Year. They have so much going for them. They can do it.
I'll just tell you, I don't know if they're going to be the Western Conference Championships, but I would love to see Utah-Toronto in the finals. I would love...
It would be such a clusterfuck.
I would
ESPN would fucking shut it off.
I would
it would
love...
be tape delayed the early 80s.
No, it would be a fucking...
It would be tape delayed.
It'd be hard defense the entire time.
Kawhi just fucking out here grasping balls, palming that shit.
I would love it. I would love to see Utah. I would love to see anyone besides Golden State at this point. I would.
That team could fall apart.
I know. Well, I know, but that's what they say in the last 3 years.
Eventually, something has to happen. That's the point.
Hasn't yet, man. Hasn't yet.
It happened to every other dynasty. That's where it comes down to. Every dynasty fails eventually.
That's what makes them a dynasty.
Exactly.
They can last 11 years.
Hey.
They could last. They could go Boston. They can go insane in Boston in the 70s and then never being able to be.
To be fair, that's a different era. Nobody's done it 11 years in a row like Bill Russell did.
No, absolutely not. But, I mean, so far, this Golden State team has not showed me a weakness.
All right, well, let's roll into our predictions.
MVP? You go ahead.
Oh, man, I wish you weren't going to put me first. I'm deadlocked on 3 that I can't.
I'm probably deadlocked on the same
I'm at Giannis, Kawhi, and AD.
Yes, so...
Because I feel like if Kawhi does get Toronto...
Harden could average 40 points a game.
He's not winning shit.
I mean, no, he's not winning shit, but he could average 40 points a game.
He could, but they're not going to give it to him again.
No.
Kawhi is the best story if he kills.
So my hardest one was... So mine were Durant... Kawhi, Anthony Davis.
See, I think Giannis is right there just because his stats are going to be
Giannis
ridiculous.
is right there. He is right there, too.
So,
but who knows? I mean...
I'm going to go with Kawhi because I do have them going so far.
See, I'm going to go with Durant. I think Durant's going to be MVP. I think Durant's going to be MVP this year. I absolutely think he's going to have just one of...
I like that
from what I've seen, he feels so...
LeBron.
He feels... Oh, yeah. No. Well, if LeBron was on a better team, I mean, I would. It's hard.
I feel like everybody wants to give it to LeBron. I just feel like the East hasn't had one, and they are so many contenders. As long with Anthony Davis, who is already putting up stats that are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, Anthony Davis was really the hard one for me. It was up with Anthony Davis or Kevin Durant for me.
Yeah,
but
I love Kawhi, and I just feel like his coming back story, and especially if they do manage to get that 1 or 2 seed, he's got to be a lock.
yeah, I mean it would be the craziest story if Kawhi won it. It would be from San Antonio, from going all that drama and everything.
The story is what they play to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But for MVP, you really got to make your team better too.
And I think if he does, that's what we're gonna find out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who you on with? You went with Durant, right?
Durant, yeah.
Okay. Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, see, now this was another one.
See, this one I just rolled with. Average Al. This is where he gets his dues.
Oh my god.
He's going to get paid this time around.
So I was stuck between Rudy Gobert and Anthony Davis.
See, I had Rudy Gobert and Al Horford. I just don't think Anthony Davis. I just don't feel like they're going to give it to him.
Well, I mean, how much could he do? I mean, he's got to turn it on offense and defense. So I went with Rudy Gobert.
Okay.
Rudy Gobert is that rim stopper that every team dreams of having, and he turns it on offensive end too. And
he's a pick and roll nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. And he gets especially linked up with Rubio.
With
when
Rubio
they're on,
or Mitchell, same thing.
When they're on in a night, they're unstoppable. But Rudy Gobert is he gets his team going too with the defensive stops. It gives him a ton of momentum.
All right, most improved.
Most improved? Oh, well, you got to go first.
Oh, I'm going with the Joker, Nikola Jokic. He's got to be this. If he takes that step forward this year and the Nuggets do end up being that much better, it's got to be Jokic.
Okay, well, then you're going to... Mine, Brandon Ingram.
That's fair. I like that. See that
being with LeBron and really having someone have to step up. I feel like he's the guy. I feel like he's the guy in Los Angeles.
I like that
he will. I mean, if LeBron really can take him under his wing or whatever and really show him the ropes and everything.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I like that. He's going to be the guy,
and I think that's really what's going to depend on the Lakers being good, or is someone else stepping up.
I like that pick.
Yeah, I like Brandon Ingram, and I would like to see him do good too.
All right, sixth man.
Sixth man.
Who do you got?
Schroeder.
Really?
Yep.
I like it.
See, I like that pick a lot too.
I like it. I was hoping that they would just start him. That's why I wouldn't do it.
They're not going to start.
I know, but I'm praying they do for that team.
But I really like him coming from Atlanta and going and adding on to OKC. It's going to help them a lot. But I like him a lot too. He could start. He could absolutely start. Honestly, and that would ruin his.
Oh man,
he could absolutely.
Could you
start.
imagine a Western Conference Finals with Kevin Durant versus Russell Westbrook?
Yeah, it'd be great.
And it would be fucking crazy.
Yeah, it'd be great. No, it'd be awesome. But
all right,
I love Schroeder as a sixth man.
My sixth man. It's got to be Scary Terry.
Really?
He's coming off the bench. He killed last year.
Yeah.
You know that Kyrie's not going to play every game. He's not going to be in playing heavy minutes. He's going to get those. He's going to get those plays. He's going to get those minutes.
Well, he showed up last year. I mean, he did great for him last year.
And I just love his nickname.
I love his addition to Boston. I thought was genius.
I think he's amazing.
I thought it was amazing. Yeah.
Defensively, he's great. He can play D. He can shoot the three, and the dude's clutch.
Well, if he goes off, Boston's going to do good.
Exactly.
I mean, if he goes off, they have a really good chance of being that number one.
100%. All right, Rookie of the Year.
Oh, I pick. I did Luke Doncic.
I went with Aiden.
Really?
I have to. Did you see him kill?
Well, let me tell you why I picked Luke Doncic.
Okay.
He started playing pro when he was 16.
Luka.
So Luka Doncic. So he is he's damn near a grown man.
He's amazing.
He's damn near a grown man. He comes out with the confidence.
He's
that
got
he's
the dad
played.
bod going. It's a rough sell on the.
He's only 19, but he's been playing professional basketball since he's 16 overseas.
All I know is Rudy Fernandez came out and said this is the best player he's ever seen in his life.
Hey, and I'll stand by anything old Fruity Rudy
I love
talks about.
Rudy. The dude's got stroke.
Yeah, but I love him on Mavericks too. I think
I like the pieces he has around them.
He has a lot of veterans that he can learn from and everything. But I like, again, he's got He's been playing 3 years already
See,
professional basketball. He's going to come out. So
I-
he's really not a rookie.
Very
That's the
true.
biggest thing. He's really not a rookie.
I went with Ayton just based on the team he has around him.
Yeah.
Devin Booker's going to get TV time, and Ayton's going to be the perfect big man to go with Devin Booker.
That's the biggest thing about Luka Doncic. Although I think he's going to get a lot of playing time.
I
think
do
he's going to
too.
get a lot of playing time.
I just feel like the league is so desperately searching to find big centers that can play effectively. Ayton will come in and be a breath of fresh air.
He could be. I think everyone's
I
hurting
really-
for big man. But
If we're just gonna throw this out,
6'7" point guard. He's the Sylvanian monster. He's playing with the pride of a
I'm
country
just
behind him.
saying, like, I love Phoenix's team. Best bad team to watch. My pick's Phoenix. Like it has to be.
Yeah, I have
because I love Devin Booker.
I have a special place for Phoenix because Blazers play them so much and everything. But yeah, I don't know. Both of them are on semi-mediocre teams, I think.
yeah,
I mean,
they both
have.
have they both have chances.
Yeah, I think they're both going to get a ton of playing time. So, but I think that's where the fight's going to be for rookies in
We'll
the
see
West.
it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in the East. Maybe Kevin Knox would be the only one. Him or the rookie from Charlotte, Michael Bridges.
What about what's his name on Atlanta?
Stop. No. Fuck you.
What do you mean he's not going to be the greatest player in the world hitting half-court shots?
The fucking man-child? No. Fuck that.
Whatever, man. You're either on the train or you ain't. And you better get on.
I hope that trade derails.
You better get on, brother.
Fuck that. I hate Atlanta. I hate that team.
He's going to... Oh, man.
I hate their uniforms. Fuck that.
I love anyone with the confidence of a rookie to come down and shoot fucking
From the logo.
55 foot.
Averaging shots from the logo is fucking just ballsy.
He got so much shit during fucking
Good.
preseason and summer league and everything.
Good.
What's his name?
Trey Young.
Trey Young,
But he spells
God.
it Trae,
So, I know.
which already bothers me.
That's a name. Just Trey Young is a name of a
It's-
guy you just want to hit.
It's that
Sounds like
douchey
a
guy
like
in
a
high
Jake
school.
Paul or something. Like it's
It's that douchey guy in high school who rolled up in a Mustang with earrings.
and who took every shot in basketball. Absolutely.
he came off the bench his senior year. Everybody cheered for him, even though everybody hated him.
But has more confidence than anyone on the court.
Wore
when
a
he's
headband
missing it
and
or
didn't-
making it.
Wore a headband and didn't play. Oh, hey, Mason. I didn't see
Who do we
you.
know? Who do we know?
What? Do you know a guy like that?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, that's weird. Coach of the year, we already kind of did this. Quinn Snyder's mine.
I did Brad Stevens. But
I mean,
what are they gonna do? I mean,
We'll figure it
whoever's
out. That's
first,
kinda it.
whoever's first, I think, is gonna give it.
yeah.
That's
Whoever
gonna,
would
gonna
get
go
it in
to.
the
Yeah.
East. It might be Budenholzer too if Bucks kill.
Yeah. Again, that top three.
It's up for it. Hey man, that's our first NBA podcast.
Went pretty smooth, I'd say.
I feel like
Learned a lot.
I liked it.
Did pretty good, yeah.
We'll do these weekly. Get review. We'll do next
Yeah.
week. We'll start our power rankings. We'll do play of the week.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll
do,
definitely have more to argue about.
We'll have to try to do a Shacked and a Fool-esque.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we're gonna have to name it something.
Of course.
But, yeah, we're gonna do a blooper because
We could just call it the Mason Night of the Week.
There you go. We can do the Joey Diaz
Yeah.
thing.
it's gonna be McGee in a lot of. I mean,
Yeah.
they had to stop
Remember
doing.
Lansing?
Did you hear that? To stop
It's gonna be
doing.
halfway through the year.
Shaq
It's
was-
all gonna be the Lakers.
Did you hear how much shit McGee and Shaq got into
Yeah,
on
Shaq's
Twitter?
mom told McGee to leave McGee alone.
Yeah, because he was on Shaq and a Fool so often they had to stop
They had to
putting him
stop
on.
doing it. Yeah, his mom
Because he was
called
getting
him out.
offended. Yeah, Shaq gave him so
So
much
much
shit.
shit.
Shaq.
He earned it.
Yeah, he did. He's just so athletic. He's just dumb as a fucking brick. McGee, I mean, it's unbelievable. If he had any on-court awareness, he'd be the best goddamn
Could
player
you
in the
imagine
world.
giving him with Rondo's brain?
Yeah, he would be the best
He
goddamn
would be
player.
a cerebral assassin on the fucking court.
Because he is a freak athlete. He is a freak athlete for sure. But
The meme team.
yeah, the meme dream team, the Lakers. Lance Stevenson blowing in your ear. That had
Me
been
forgetting what team he plays for.
that
just
had
like,
been weird when LeBron sounded like, isn't that the guy fucking?
He probably did it again just to be fun. Hey, LeBron.
Lance Stevenson he's another guy who's so weird, but he's so goddamn good.
He's so much fun. When
He's
he was
good.
he was doing the
Just
magic
a weird ass.
impersonation.
Yeah, he's the weird guy.
Hey, man, chill.
He's a weird guy. Well, all right. Until next time.
Until next time, this is Stages of the Game. Oh, shit, we got to do the run through.
Yeah, look for us on iTunes. What is it? YouTube. Mason's usually the best.
I'll just put in a link.
Yeah, he's just going to throw in a link.
Pretty much anywhere you can
Follow
find podcasts.
Cash on Twitter.
That's just Cash. You can follow Gideon on Twitter.
Just Gideyn _.
Yep. Follow Mason Knight. He produced this piece.
He's the producer. That's
Yeah.
our guy.
Good with it.
But yeah, we're gonna come out and we're trying to do this.
We're going to do this weekly.
Weekly,
We're going
yeah.
to get this done.
A lot of basketball.
A
but
lot of basketball.
We got a
It's
lot to
basketball
go.
season.
Oh,
This
I
is the
love it.
best shit to go
I
around.
messaged you. I told you it's the best day of
I
the
told
goddamn
you.
year.
This is the best.
Basketball
All right, you
season.
guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.